Chrononauts Volume 2.
It was a little more challenging than I thought it would be locking down a copy of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You were going to do it digitally, right?
You know, Comixology now is Amazon, Kindle, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, surely they would have it. And they do. But the only method to purchase it in English through Amazon digitally is in the Omnibus, which collects both Chrononauts 1 and 2. And I was like, well, I'm not interested in doing that.
That is strange.
It was strange, because normally you can just get individual issues.
Right.
It might be due to the fact that this was published by Image Comics. Mm-hmm. The first volume was straight Miller World Image Comics. This one was post-Netflix deal.
Yeah.
Right? And the Omnibus was published, I think, through Dark Horse. Maybe some sort of rights issues tied up there.
I guess that makes some sense because Mark Millar, being the author of this book, he sold all of his creator-owned content to Netflix.
Right.
In the event that they could make it into television.
That was the plan for all of this stuff, was
right.
to make it into Netflix series.
That's one of the things I think we brought up about Chrononauts 1, is that it was very much a pitch for something.
I'm going to buy it, even though the concept sounds very vague. I mean, you can't really get anything from that concept, It's just not, there's no hook to it.
Yeah, it was meant to be anything other than a comic book, which is kind of what a lot of Millar's stuff feels like.
This premise, again, I'm not like, yes!
And is usually saved, at least in part, by the artwork associated with it. He does have a tendency of getting some really skilled artists on his books. Sean Murphy on Chrononauts Volume 1, Eric Canetti here on Volume 2.
Right.
So he works with a lot of good artists that manage to make it a decent comic to look at the very least. But it does feel like, from even his earlier work with The Authority and The Ultimates and stuff like that, that Miller was really reaching for something beyond comics, which I never like. I always hate that because I feel like I'm just a test audience for an incomplete project.
This premise, again, I'm not like, yes!
There was a period where comic books were basically just a breeding ground for television and movies. I mean, it's still that way, honestly.
It's still pretty much that way, yeah.
My first published book was published with the intent to turn it into something else. Now, not my intent. I was trying to make a comic book, but the publishing company specifically wrote into the contract that they owned vast majority of it as it moves to another medium. I had about half ownership when it was in the printed media.
Right. But getting back to the difficulty I had, I was able to find a Barnes & Noble here in Charlotte that had a copy of it.
Oh, you've got paper copy.
I ended up with a copy of Chrononauts Volume 2.
Nice. Me too.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that I found it, first of all, because clearly this
actually, that buries the lead. I can't believe you found it.
It's been sitting on a shelf at that Barnes & Noble for at least 5 years.
Yeah. Did you have to blow dust off of it when you pick it up like an old tome?
No. By pulling it out, I did trigger one of those things where like 3 books fell off the shelf.
Did a secret door slide open?
No, it's just clearly it hadn't been moved. So I did find it. Now, why did I have to go out and find a trade paperback copy of this? Don't I buy a lot of comics? Why didn't I just already have it? Right?
You kept telling me that you would divulge this information on this episode.
So the reason I did not have this comic already was because it was originally released on October 30th of 2019. And that's it. And by that I mean all 4 issues of this series were released as individual issues on the same goddamn day, October 30th, 2019.
What?
Yeah, all 4 of them and all variant covers came out on the same day. And I thought, that's ridiculous. I was offended. You can't... Look, if you're a guy like me who goes to the comic book store once a week, you, the publisher, cannot release the entirety in single-issue format on one day and expect me to have the bandwidth to pick it up, okay? Because I'm already there for about 8 other comics. I could add 1 to the pile I can't add 4 to the pile. And on October 30th of 2019, I was buying Batman Annual number 4.
Wait,
Harleen,
how
number
do you
2.
know this? How?
Because I went back to the release schedule to make sure I was right about this, and I wasn't just remembering it incorrectly. Black Panther number 17, Excalibur number 1, and that's a big deal. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Fantastic Four Grand Design number 1, Journey to the Rise of Skywalker Allegiance number 4, Savage Avengers Annual number 1. All of those. But the important thing, Excalibur number 1, this was the first month of new number 1 X-Men books in the Krakoa age of the X-Men. Which, for listeners out there who don't know what the hell I'm talking about...
How about podcast partners that don't know what the fuck you're talking about?
All the X-Men books rebooted around this time and became very interesting, very compelling. They moved to a mutant island named Krakoa. It used to be a bad guy, but I guess it reformed. I'm not going to get into it. But they created their own society there. It was spearheaded by the writer Jonathan Hickman, whom I love. And it was a very, very interesting, exciting time to be reading Marvel. And it will probably go down in history as the last extended period of Marvel reading for my life. I had a lot of comics on deck, and I was like, I cannot warrant buying 4 issues in one day of your new series.
I cannot fathom that you know what you were buying. In, what was this, 2000 what?
2019.
6 years ago? You
remember,
remember,
that was the before times.
You remember what you were buying to the day 6 years ago.
No, again, I went back and looked at the release list for the day, and I know what comics I picked up.
Oh my gosh.
Because I read them all.
That's crazy. Well, so they shot themselves in the foot.
With me.
Yeah, dumping them all at the same time.
But do you know why they did that?
Netflix release schedule?
100%. That is absolutely why they did it. They tried to adhere to their new parent company's release schedule for things where they just drop every episode of a new season on the same day. Hey, we're going to drop every issue of Chrononauts on the same day. And the difference between these two is that every issue of Chrononauts costs $3.99.
Right.
And Netflix is a one-time payment every month.
Right. Yeah.
So there was just not room in the budget for it.
What about one a week? What if it had been one a week?
I even think that would have been rough for me at the time, just because of the pressure of the new X-Men era. One a month, I think I could have done. One a week, no.
Okay.
All the same day, forget it.
Well, here's the new question then. One a month, would you have done it?
Yeah, I would have done it.
And would you have been happy doing it? Now that you have this in your hands.
Yeah, probably, but I think I would have been happier just waiting for the trade. Because I read this all in like one sitting.
Yeah, right.
And it just generally reads much better in one sitting, I think.
It probably would.
So, Chrononauts, Future Shock. Can I tell you something real quick before we talk about this again?
Yeah.
I had to go on a tour of this school the other day. One of the outreach things we're doing is going to visiting a lot of different private schools, and I normally work primarily with outreach with other like psychologists, therapists in the area. But my associate director got us a tour at one of the big Christian schools here. Got there, we got put into smaller groups to tour the facility. It was us two, and we're the only ones that are there representing like another provider, right? Mm-hmm. The other people in the group have prospective kids that they want to send there. And the guy leading the group goes around and says, tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself. And the first couple goes, and then the next guy comes up and he's like, we're actually all here together. And he points to like 5 people in the group. My name's John Asshole. These are the assholes. And I was like, I was drinking like coffee, and I was like, what? Like to my associate director, I was like, wait a minute, what?
What?
And she was like, God, you said that really loud. But it was spelled ASTLE. So it was like asshole. But I swear, I was like, that is really fucking unfortunate. Your name is John Asshole.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major Asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole, too, sir. Gun is made first class. Philip Asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship, anyhow? I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
When you said everyone's an asshole, I was like, I'm surrounded by assholes, which immediately made me think of, I was actually surrounded by assholes this week.
We have a thing at my work. This guy, obviously, I don't know what his nationality was, but his first name was Dickshit. Dikshit. Dickshit.
That's amazing.
It was like, I can't remember what his last name was.
God. Well, I can think of one way to solve that problem, buddy.
Like, his last name was like Fong or something like that. It's like,
Oh, God.
so we get this whole joke. It's like, excuse me, Mr. Fong. Oh, no, Mr. Fong is my father's name. Please, call me Dick Shit.
Dick shit. Oh, my God. That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to wind us back just a little bit, though, because I do want to point out that 10-year-old Sophie, one, not drawn to look 10 years old.
Definitely looks more like 16.
Yeah, and two, not drawn to look alt-right at all. I feel like the artist got their ideologies mixed because she dressed like a far leftist in her I don't care about life emo outfit. It's a real,
They do have a look, don't they?
It's a real bizarre decision. Like,
Yeah, it
she
doesn't-
should be wearing a suit and tie or some shit.
Her lower lip is pierced, right? Like,
Yeah.
she's very counterculture.
And she's wearing a beanie like some kind of hipster.
Yeah.
I think he missed it on that one. But nevertheless, she is, in fact, saved, as you mentioned.
I think it's cool. Well, do they talk?
It doesn't talk back to you.
You sure? There's that one part where it's like there's a voice, an electronic voice saying something. I'm not making that up.
Well, you could be right. Let me double check. Now, it is true that ultimately the time suits, the Chrononaut suits, are what the heroes have to use. They've got to go back to their old technology to defeat the villain.
Yeah, right.
So to have the story tell us the time gauntlets are inferior to the Chrononaut suit,
Oh.
theoretically.
No, you know what? No, they don't talk.
They don't.
I don't think so. I think I found the part that I was remembering.
I vaguely remember it saying something.
Quinn's House 2019. Just as he figures out what we've both been doing.
Well, we have to be a good source of information on this, Brian, because nobody's going to read this shit.
Right, yeah. And nobody will ever watch an adaptation of it because an adaptation of it's never getting made.
Never gonna happen.
Oh, man. No. There's like electronic voices, but it's usually people talking over the radio or something. That's what I was thinking of. So no, I don't believe the
gauntlets talk
gauntlets
back.
actually talk. So I don't know. That might be a knock against it.
Yeah, already worse than the escape hatch.
Yep.
Yeah. Part of the storytelling is also made in the colors. Did he do the colors as well? No, somebody else?
No. Yeah, the colors were done by
Giovanna Nero.
Nero.
The colors are really arresting.
Yes. Yeah.
Using monochromatic panels when he's having to switch back and forth between two scenes.
Yeah.
So that you know that you're in a new area. You'll go for stretches of a few pages in a lot of blues. They'll switch scenes and you'll see a lot of yellows. And
the alien invasion starts, you get a lot of greens.
And you get a lot
purples.
of greens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And serves the story really well.
Yeah, it's not colors for the sake of consistency. It's not like, this place must always be this color and this place must always be that color.
So there are two ways of thinking about doing art like this. Both schools of thought have validity. You can do what is being done here, which is to use the background colors to express the story, even mood and emotion that comes out of it. And then the other thing is, if you go back and read Riding Shotgun, which admittedly is in gray tone, but the idea there is this is what this character looks like. these are the color palettes that we use for this character, and he moves through the story recognizably as this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, you put Superman in his primary colors, and he will always be in those primary colors and go through the story. Now, some people might do a Superman story where when he's in a cave, he's in all blue, basically all blue, because it's the monochromatic scene of the cave-like structure, right?
Right.
The point being, there's no wrong way to do it necessarily, but this is working really, really well.
Yeah. That's a sweeter ending than I ever expected from this.
Yeah, and one that is more logical than I anticipated as well. It kind of takes all of the elements that he's been playing with and puts them together in one nice, neat bow.
Yeah, everything comes back into play.
Which is what is good writing. And
yeah,
Millar has enough hits for us to sit here and say he's a bad writer would be disingenuous, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's no hook to it, but I'm a big fan of Mark Millar's work. I loved Superman Red Sun, Kick-Ass, latest Kingsman. What else did he do? Old Man Logan, Ultimate Avenger. So I love his work, so I'm going to buy it. It's
just because he churned out this garbage that was Chrononauts 1. I also will not sit here and say that Chrononauts 2 is Old Man Logan, because it's not.
But he did write Old Man Logan.
Exactly. That's my point. Old Man Logan being...
He wrote The Authority. He wrote Old Man Logan. Like, he's got big, big hits.
I don't think there's any way to argue that he hasn't turned out good work. Naturally, as far as a story is concerned, he ties all the pieces together. Anything that we thought might be a one-off or just kind of extraneous gets pulled back into the story. I just think overall, there are threads here that I found more interesting than the benevolent leader guy that happens to be evil.
Yeah.
Like, we all saw that coming.
Now, I'll have carte blanche to create the perfect society. My society. San Angeles will be a beacon of order, with the purity of an ant colony and the beauty of a flawless pearl.
Look, you can't take away people's right to be assholes.
These other things that you could play with, like Danny's Paradox.
His name is literally Cross. What do you expect him to do?
And then he doubles himself.
Yeah. A quadruple cross.
All of these other ideas that could have led to something a little more interesting. That being said, the way that the two stories come to their resolutions, using the time stream to multiply yourself, and as you mentioned with Bronwyn's resolution, a callback to send her into space. These are cool ideas, cool resolutions to a story that you kind of ultimately saw coming, but didn't see them wrapping up that way.
Yeah. If you're going to tell a story that is derivative, you've got to have those elements in there. And I think this story lands all of those elements.
The only thing that I would say is that the two of them together don't work well. Like, if this was all one book and I bound this in as one omnibus of Chrononauts,
Miller World and Dark Horse Comics are proud to present the best-selling sci-fi thriller in a deluxe, oversized hardcover format. Miller World has come to Dark Horse Comics, the Dark Horse logo, the Netflix logo, of course, because he does have a partnership with Netflix, and the retail price $49.99 with the ISBN. This gives you a small idea as to what is collected in here, what the stories are about. Now,
the first issue pokes so many holes in the second issue, or vice versa. It was a major course correction.
Yeah, they feel very disconnected.
Yeah. And that's to Volume 2's credit, I think, because Volume 1 is probably the worst comic book I've ever read in my life. So
I can give you some other recommendations.
Usually you're right on point, Brian. I will admit I've read a lot of great things that you've recommended. Chrononauts was not one of them. It did bring me to read Chrononauts 2, which, I didn't hate my time reading it.
Pretty good.
But
I don't regret not picking up the floppies, though. I gotta say, I do not regret not picking those up. I made the right choice. back then.
And I'm going to give it a shout out to my friend Jacob Wampler, who purchased this book for me, so I didn't have to spend any money on volume
Lucky
2.
duck.
Yeah.
What did he think of it?
Well, I'll know that a little later, I guess. When
Oh,
we
okay.
actually
All right.
talked
So
about
we got
it,
to
'cause
wait.
He didn't give me
Okay.
any spoilers, and I kind of just recently finished this. But I don't think that he liked it particularly well. But if I had to guess, he probably liked it better than Volume 1 because goddamn.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, holy shit.
Sean Gordon Murphy's mom liked this volume better than the book.
He didn't even draw it.
Our work is done. I move we adjourn.